Welcome back to an electric show. Joe Burrow's calf is good to go. His bank account, TBD. Still doesn't have the extension that Herbert got, 5 years, $262. Bro, he's going to be out there with no huge contract. Is this a good idea?
Hear me out.
Okay.
The fan in me wants to see him out there playing, and I'm glad he's going to be out there playing. I respect his approach to this, how he's handled it. Like, there's no leaks from his camp, no leaks from the Bengals. Like, you know, it's nice the way this is going. And I respect that he's a gamer. He's putting the team above himself. He just wants to play football. Mm-hmm. I'm a football player. I love the game. We got a chance to do something special. I'm here. But to answer your question, I don't think it's a good idea that he's playing without the contract. Now, I probably would do the same thing he's doing. Like, you just want to play. But this is a guy who has an injury history, has yet to make it through a training camp. The offensive line isn't great. If he gets injured, they haven't been too serious so far, but if he gets injured, all that money that he's due could be gone.
Well, and the ACL was a serious injury that he suffered at the beginning of his career.
And here's the thing. I don't think he'd have to sit very long. Like, if he sat, let's say he threatened, I'm not playing until I get my contract. I think Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, I think all of these guys are up in arms. I think the city of Cincinnati is like, pay the man. They are going crazy on ownership. I don't think he'd have to miss much time. Maybe a game, maybe. All right, so I think if he held their feet to the fire, they would have no choice but to pay him. So I don't think it's the best thing to go out there and risk injury. But I do respect it, and I'm glad to see him play for sure.
If he's healthy, play. Joe Burrow, if you're healthy, man, play. Look, what are we talking about? He plays the quarterback position. If this was any other position, yeah, I'm with you. Don't play. But today, we believe that Joe Burrow is an elite quarterback, arguably top 2, let's just say top 3.
Yeah.
If he gets hurt,
that's the thing. I think he gets paid either way.
He gets paid. It would depend on what the injury is.
He gets paid either way. Unless it's a catastrophic injury where it's almost career-altering, correct, he's going to get paid either way. That got his
contract after a pretty catastrophic.
Come on, what are we doing? Now, the outside of the quarterback position, like I said, if it's a receiver, defensive end, D-tackle, yeah, you got to sit out. You got to wait. Play it out.
As cheap as the Bengals ownership is, would they definitely pay?
I think here's the thing. I understand what you're saying. I also think he deserves credit for playing because there's a third option, which is, my calf just doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? Which is not to flatly say, not playing, calf just doesn't feel, because he actually did, I don't want to say rush his rehab, but he is back as quickly as possible when there's speculation he wouldn't be. And I believe he's going to get paid before Sunday.
I do too.
Oh, before Sunday?
Yes, I do. But I also think that every day from now until whenever it gets done, that this isn't done, is a total indictment on the Bengals as a franchise. Not on Joe Burrow at all. Mm-hmm. You don't. I went back and looked at the franchise quarterbacks and when they signed their extensions. Mahomes' deal was a complicated one because it was 10 years and it was a kind of a new contract we'd never seen before. July 6th. Josh Allen, who had not accomplished as much as Joe Burrow, August 6th. Jalen, who had accomplished very similar to Joe Burrow. Joe's done it for 2 years, but an MVP caliber year, take the team to the Super Bowl and lose. April 25th. Herbert's deal got done in July. Kyler's deal got done last July. It is mortifying for the Bengals that this isn't done. Joe Burrow is more deserved of the massive second contract of any quarterback we've seen other than Mahomes in the last 5, 6, 7 years. And it is mortifying for them that he has to answer these questions.
So why do you guys think that's going to get done before Sunday? Like cramming for a test? They're going to transfer some money around?
Because we don't know, is he asking for a fully guaranteed contract? Are they asking him to take less than market value?
Well, then that's
right. That's what I mean. So I don't. It's hard to say he'll be signed before Sunday when we don't know what's going on.
This is why I think it's going to be done. When you look at and listen to Joe Burrow, like him being so reluctant to even talk about it. Like, it's one thing to be like, look, I'm not worried about it. It'll get done whether it's this week or after the season starts. I'm just focused on the Browns. but there's so much tied to this contract. The future of the Bengals are tied to this. Right. As great as Joe Burrow is, and I believe he's a great one, they are better with clearly him, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. Well, and they would love to try to hold on to all three of them.
And if they can't get Burrow's deal done, which is a no-brainer deal, then you're going to be able to get T. Higgins' deal done in the same summer. Next summer, you're supposed to get Chase's deal done. Higgins, by the way, is a free agent. This, to me, and again, the reason I want to be as fair here as possible, because I know people think any team threatens the Chiefs, take shots at them. Not what I'm trying to do. And I think Burrow has been exceptional at every stage. And he's been a great player. He's been a great leader. And I don't hold 1% of this against him. And I agree with you, Brew. It's a stand-up move by him to just be like, I'm playing no matter what. Agree with all of that. But it is stuff like this that is why when he was coming into the draft and the Bengals had the #1 pick, certain people were saying he should pull an Eli Manning.
Wow.
It is why, because this franchise...
I didn't see that storyline.
Well, this franchise has a reputation that is one that it does not take care of its guys. You now have a guy who you took #1 overall. He has exceeded whatever reasonable expectations were, and he's got to answer questions 96 hours before the first day of the season, whether or not he's going to get paid, watching Justin Herbert get paid, it's ridiculous.
And what other guys in the locker room are saying and thinking. Like,
well, that's the thing
is,
how does this affect the Jamar Chase negotiation that's coming and the T. Higgins negotiation?
Bengals head into Cleveland, where they haven't had a ton of success. So here's Joe Burrow's career versus the Browns. Greg, should the Browns have the Bengals on upset alert?
Look, yes, but no. When you look at that, I mean, they're like, we own the Bengals.
You're saying it wouldn't be an upset?
It wouldn't really be an upset. I mean, it would, because we all see the Bengals as the team to beat in that division and the ones that could be dethroned. But the one win that Joe Burrow does have comes against Deshaun Watson when he was under center as a Browns quarterback. So, I like the Browns, and I love hearing that Deshaun Watson feels like he's evolved. But everyone in the Browns organization, their fan base, their coach in particular is like, look, we want the Houston guy. I want the guy from Houston. That's fine with us. If we just get that Deshaun Watson from Houston, we'll have a chance. But the Browns beating the Bengals, is that an upset? I guess you could call it an upset because we expect so much more immediately entering into the season from the Bengals than we do the Browns.
It's an upset, and they're on upset alert for sure. I mean, you showed it. He's 1-4 against the Browns. Browns have beaten them 8 of the last 10 meetings, and they haven't. Cincinnati hadn't won in Cleveland since 2017. All right, so and the Browns are a good team. Like I like them a lot. It's just that the AFC is so deep, and particularly that division. If they were in the NFC, I think we'd be talking about them having a great shot to make the playoffs. If not, definitely making the playoffs. I think the defense should be better. You obviously got Myles Garrett. They had Zadarius Smith. Like the offense, what's the weakness? The line is great. The running game is great. You got good receivers. And Deshaun,
I mean, last year was quarterback play.
Right.
Yeah. Right. I mean,
you would
last
think
year the
he'll
weakness
be
was
better.
Quarterback play. Listen, I think the Browns, and I'm not high on the Browns at all this year, but there are a lot of, flashing red warning signs about the Bengals in this football game. It's not just, you guys know I'm not a quarterback wins guy. Joe Burrow, though, has flatly not played well against this team. His rookie year he did, and they lost both, but throw out his rookie year, throw out all quarterbacks' rookie years, particularly South Florida, no good. Look at the last 2 years. Since the Bengals have been awesome, here's Joe Burrow against the Browns. They've had his number more than any team. You add to it. This is, sorry, little gambling talk for a moment. That's a sneaky line where Vegas is like daring you to pick the Bengals. You don't even have to lay a full field goal. That's concerning. And then you look at the Browns' schedule, and the Browns believe they can make the playoffs. They almost have to win this game because the Steelers, Titans, who will still be starting Tannehill, Ravens, Niners, the Browns are looking at this like, we're at home. We're against a team whose butt we've kicked. The Bengals start out slow every year, and so for all those reasons, again, I don't think the Browns are a playoff team, and I'd be shocked if the Bengals aren't. But the Browns absolutely can win this football game. I think the Bengals know it, especially Burrow missing training camp. It's not his fault at all, but it's one of the reasons they've had slow starts.
Absolutely.
They're not all on the same page. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.